All right, guys, let's talk about the worst muscle building mistakes men over 50 continue to make time and time again. If you're putting in the effort, but you're not seeing the results, chances are you're making at least one of these mistakes. And honestly, most guys are making more than one of these mistakes. Fix these mistakes that I'm about to tell you, and you'll start building muscle faster, feeling stronger, and most importantly, avoiding unnecessary injuries that can set you back for weeks or, in worst case, months. That's not a good thing. Let's just go ahead and start right off with one of the big ones, okay? We've got 5 of them here, all right? One of the biggest mistakes I see all the time is guys are not training hard enough. They show up, they move some weights around, they maybe get a little sweat going, but they're not pushing themselves hard enough. If you're not taking your sets close to failure, you're leaving muscle growth on the table. Now, that doesn't mean you should be going all out on every single set, but at least some of your sets, especially on the key movements, should make you struggle for those last few reps. And that's what forces your muscles to adapt and then grow. So if you're just showing up and going through the motions, that's just not going to cut it. So be sure that you're at least taking those last couple of sets to failure. I'm a big believer in going to failure. One of the things that I hear a lot of times is that people don't believe because of my rep count that I'm working out hard. Well, I would tell you that's just not the case at all, because I'm doing 12 to 15 reps to start a set or to start an exercise after my feeler or warm-up sets. But as I go through the set or the exercise, I do end up going to failure. And that includes progressive overload, and that includes drop sets. And I love doing drop sets. And it's something that I've incorporated into all of my workouts. And if you would ever try drop sets, you would see a big difference, that I will guarantee you. In fact, what I'll do is I'll link my video where I talk a little bit about drop sets, and I'll do that in the description below. You can check that out after you have watched this video. Now, on the flip side of not working out hard enough, a lot of guys, especially those who lifted heavy when they were younger, refuse to lighten the load. Now, I know that might sound crazy, but some guys are still trying to bench press or squat the way they did in their 20s, or the way they were doing as a senior in high school. And they wonder why their joints feel like they've been hit by a truck. But lifting too heavy doesn't just increase your risk of injury, it also makes it harder to use proper form, which means you're not actually targeting the muscles the way that you should. A smarter approach would be to use moderate weights with higher reps, somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 reps, and focus on time under tension. I'm a big believer in that. This is how I work out. And this is how you stimulate muscle growth without wrecking your joints. So focus on doing that, and don't worry about going so heavy, because the heavier that you try to go, whether it be because you're just trying to prove something to yourself or you're trying to prove something to an audience around you, the biggest thing about this going too heavy is you end up going out of form, and you end up not focusing on the muscle that you're trying to target. You have to bring in so many other parts of your body to engage to help get you through that lift. So use a weight that helps you to focus on the muscle that you're targeting for that exercise. Now let's talk about legs for a second, because most guys over 50 completely ignore legs. I get it, okay? Squats and deadlifts can be rough on the lower back, and it can be rough on your knees. But skipping leg day is not the answer. Your legs are the foundation of your body, and training your legs properly keeps you strong, helps with balance, and even boosts testosterone levels. Now, I personally enjoy doing my legs. I don't do legs every other day or anything like that. I personally do legs once a week most of the time in my workouts, okay? And I just spend that good time on my legs, and I do it once a week, and it just makes the biggest difference in how I feel. Good news for you is this: you don't have to squat like a power lifter to get the results that you're looking for. Machines like the leg press, leg extensions, and seated hamstring curls, these can give you a Very good leg workout without putting excessive strain on your back or on your joints. So stop skipping leg day, guys. It's hurting you more than you realize. Now, here's another huge mistake, and that is ignoring nutrition. And not only ignoring nutrition, but I'm talking especially protein intake. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. I know you've all heard that. But if you're not getting enough protein, your muscles are not getting the fuel they need to grow. A lot of guys think they're eating enough protein, but when you actually track it, they're falling short of what they should be, really. And I'm talking about guys in their 50s and beyond. So as we get older, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. So we actually need a little bit more maybe than we did when we were younger. But in general, you should aim for at least 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Or as I like to say, depending on your goals, you should focus your grams of protein based on your goal weight that you're going for, okay? So that's what you want to remember there. But it's way more to protein intake than that. And I don't think science has really even figured it out yet. But we do know some things about protein. So what I'm going to do is at the conclusion of this video, I'm going to link my video on how to take protein and how much protein you should consume. I'll link that right at the end of this video. You can go check that out as soon as we're done here. I'll put it right up there for you. And another thing I'm going to say about protein is don't just rely on one big meal to get all of your protein. Instead, spread your protein out throughout the day to maximize muscle protein synthesis. If you struggle to get enough protein, a quality protein shake can help you fill in those gaps where needed. But I like to be taking in protein every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day, okay? So you might want to consider that. And finally, one of the worst mistakes that you can make, especially at our age, is not preheating the oven. What am I talking about? Not warming up the muscles properly. A lot of guys just want to throw it in there and go to it and cook it up. If you jump straight into lifting cold, you're asking for trouble. A proper warm-up increases blood flow. It loosens up your joints and it preps your muscles for the work that you're about to do. But that doesn't mean just doing a couple of arm circles and calling it a day. A good warm-up should include some light cardio to get the blood flowing. But what I like to do with that is I like to do an early morning walk 3 to 4 hours before I go to the gym and work out. I don't like to do any type of heavy cardio before my weightlifting. I don't really do a whole lot of dynamic stretching as warm-ups, but what I do is I like to do what I call feeler sets, warm-up sets that I combine in with my regular sets. But I want you to just think of it like preheating an oven. Your muscles perform way better when they're properly warmed up, okay? So be sure to do something like feeler sets. And with feeler sets, all I do is I start my workouts with either a bar or a very, very light weight on the bar, and then I gradually increase that weight doing different pause movements throughout the exercise and different ranges of motion throughout the exercise, and I get my body and my muscles warmed up. And I'll tell you something else about feeler sets. It also gets that blood in the muscles to where when you get into the heavier lifts, into the main part of your working sets, you are feeling a bigger pump. And don't forget hydration. Many guys don't realize this. If you'll hydrate the muscles and hydrate the body hours before you go to the gym by doing plenty of water, you're going to find that you get much better pumps, because guess what carries blood to the muscles and what helps to absorb the blood in? That would be water. And guess what your muscles are primarily made up of? That would also be water. So by drinking water several hours before your workout, you're going to increase your ability to get those really good pumps and be able to feel those muscles that you're working. Okay, so I hope this has helped you. And as I promised, I have linked in my video on how much protein you actually need right here. So go ahead and check that out, and I'm going to see you over there. Then go to the description, check those other videos out. And after you've done all that, then you can go get fit.